There are 13,000 cabs on the streets of New York, but there's only one that pays you back for 5 years of fantastic frugality. Climb into TSR's very own tiny cash cab, and I'll take you to a series of destinations that celebrate the Empire State without leaving home. So what do you say? You in? Welcome! Take a ride on the Thrift Store Rundown's Cash Cab of Dreams, where we're celebrating our 5th anniversary by bringing the Big Apple home. On a budget. For professional chefs in restaurants and home kitchens the world over, utilizing the old school techniques of cooking can sometimes be the literal bread and butter of success. And while baking and breaking bread is mighty important, it's really the butter that fuels the burning passion to get it right the first time and every time. We can talk about butter more than we can talk about bread, especially if we're going to discuss a certain restaurant of the same name in Midtown NYC, held by Food Network star and executive chef Alex Guarnaschelli of Chopped and Alex's Day Off. Also, author of Old School Comfort Food, The Way I Learned to Cook, a Clarkson Potter publication purchased for 25% off the price of $4.99. As far as I'm concerned, this is the new old school comfort food. Then again, your definition of old school and my definition of old school would be the same as Alex's definition of old school if we were born to a cookbook editor for a mom and a Chinese cooking enthusiast for a dad.
Hi, I'm Alex. You may know me from Chopped and Iron Chef America on Food Network, but what you might not know is that I've spent my whole life around cookbooks, surrounded by recipe testing with my mother, who's a well-known cookbook editor, and my dad, who is a Chinese cooking enthusiast. This book is something that has been in the works for a long time and is as important to me as anything I've ever done. When I lived in France and in Los Angeles, I gathered information about ingredients and flavors and jotted down some life experiences for good measure. This book is packed full of my favorite recipes, the ones that shaped me and inform the way I cook now. Some recipes are simple versions of things I cooked and ate as a kid with my parents, like beef meatballs with sauce and rigatoni. And then there's the yellow cake with chocolate frosting and caramel topping that my mom always made for my birthday. These old school recipes are perfect for cooking for your family or for a dinner party with friends. I hope every dish makes your stomach growl like it does mine.
So let's dig in. Now, today is Sunday, or hopefully it's Sunday, depending on when you're watching this. It should be Sunday if you're watching this in real time as it's going up on YouTube. So I thought a Sunday brunch was in order. Sunday brunch dishes from my mom's pantry to yours. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 brunch recipes. Because there is nothing like waking up in the morning, feeling your stomach growl with hunger, a battle cry, and then smelling coffee cake wafting from the oven, or cornbread. So rise and shine with chilled cantaloupe soup and a couple of cocktails. It is brunch after all. But no Bloody Marys. A quickie cornbread as just mentioned. Tasty dill bread. Evil cheese biscuits that taste sinfully good. A deluxe coffee cake. Your own pork sausage patties with eggs. Spice-rubbed bacon. Yes, spice-rubbed bacon. You can't have a brunch without a Bloody Mary, and you can't have a brunch without bacon. An omelet with fried sage and Gruyere cheese, and cinnamon sourdough pancakes. That's that. And really, if you're gonna have a brunch, you might as well bake and break bread. That's the whole purpose of a Sunday brunch. And we can have those again now that this pandemic is starting to subside, at least for the most part. That's just a taste of what you're gonna get in here. It's divided into standard chapters, albeit with more lively names than the previous cookbooks I reviewed here, like Poultry, a Love Affair, Dessert That's Never About Hunger, and well, you can read the rest here in the contents. In addition to the vast array of recipes here, and of course the vast array of quality looking recipe photography in here, a good amount of it, the stories are as hilarious as they are heartfelt and really mesmerizing to envision. After the introduction, with Alex cutting her teeth at some of the most well-known Parisian restaurants with some of the most demanding chefs in that type of cuisine, the stories in here get a little more relatable. From Alex putting her Rockette dreams, her dreams of being a Radio City Rockette, on the back burner for good due to a roasty duck, to the time when she stayed up to the wee hours of morning in her restaurant Butter, cooking for Prince, strictly a vegetarian up until the day he passed. There was a near mishap when Alex suggested that Prince try bacon. But all was forgiven when Prince told Alex that she was a part of the new power revolution. She was given a demand by her boss not to look at his eyes directly. But she did just that afterwards, upon Prince paying her that compliment, and she had the honor of cooking for him many times ever since that fateful day. So, as you can imagine, there's a chapter on vegetarian recipes in here that gets special treatment. Now, the recipes themselves, well, they're really new old school comfort food. But hey, if you had a cookbook editor for a mom, then your definition of old school cooking would not be the same as everybody else's. Really, there is no one term, no right way or wrong way to define old school comfort food. This really is comfort food. Along with comforting stories, just to tie everything together. This retails for $30 in the US and $35 in Canada. And it's worthy of all 5 claps. I told you this before, but when I posted a secondhand snapshot of this on my Instagram, which is always at the link of the description below for every thrift store rundown review I do, guess what she did? She actually commented on it saying thanks and putting a little fire emoji right here. That's her Instagram account, by the way, Guarnaschelli. The pleasure is mine, Alex. You really can butter up an old dog to learn new tricks, and pass those tricks on to a bunch of starving students who will wag their tails at the very thought of whipping up something quick and easy, but yet with a final taste that will knock any restaurant offering out of the running. Alex, you are one bad dog for cooking up such a lit cookbook. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you can make it here on a budget, then you can make it anywhere without feeling like you've been tossed out of the frying pan and into an inferno. I'll catch you on the flip side.